Hi, this is Alicia, and I'm here to share with you today this mini album that I have done. This is probably like my 6th mini album, but my first Christmas one. I really loved this paper pack that I picked up at Michael's. It is the Recollections Joyful Christmas. This was from Christmas 2013. I picked up this paper and really wanted to do something special with it, and decided to make an album. Unfortunately, it was late in 2014 that I have decided to start that. And my inspiration from the album was a YouTube video that I saw of someone else using the paper pack, and their album was just absolutely beautiful. They were my inspiration. I'm still learning. Mine is not nearly as complex as theirs, but I really enjoy it. I used a chipboard ring binder from Michael's. I will probably, before I put this out and put all my photos in it, go ahead and maybe soften these rings with some maybe some tulle, some black tulle, and maybe a mixture of this maroon color. So for the cover here, I have just layered some solid cardstock that matched the paper pack. It did not come in the paper pack. Some black and some very wine, maroon, burgundy colored paper. And then for the main part of the cover is paper from the pack, which I really did not do anything to at all. It already became kind of stickled effect on this paper, and it just really was really pretty. I could have added a few more adornments, but I felt all it really needed, because the paper was so nice, was a few little 3D aspects, and you can see where I have put those in here with just a few poinsettias. Moving to the first page of this book, it's really just a very large mat that I have backed with some black cardstock. I really love this style of this paper here. It looks almost like a velvet wallpaper that you would have found in like the Victorian age or something. It's just very beautiful. On the second page, I used a smaller mat of that same paper and backed it again with the black, and then used another piece of paper for the main cover of the page from the pack. And then I went ahead and cut out, I don't know if you can see here, this little journaling card that was in the paper pack. There was a pack of all those little cards and things in the back that I cut out, as well as this Christmas tag there. I could have gone ahead and stickled like this area here where there's some kind of scrolly effect on the paper, but and maybe I will go back and do that, but for right now I just thought it was really pretty the way it was. The next page is much more interactive, a little bit more complex, and it is a large pocket. The pocket, I went ahead and cut out a very large tag that I increased in Craft Room with my Cricut die cut machine, as well as these tags here. I just enlarged them in Craft Room, and I actually doubled them, glued them together, and then added some paper from the pack. Some of the paper I went ahead and edged with Tim Holtz, I believe it's Photo Finish ink, and using one of those little daubers, kind of edge the paper. And you can see there's 3 tags in here because it is a large pocket. And the paper in this pack was really beautiful. I didn't really have to do a lot to it. A lot of it already has some glitter or some raised or shiny aspects to the paper, so give it some texture. And I really enjoyed that. And again here, just more opportunities for photos or journaling. So I used some of that same paper again from the large mat page, and the large pocket I just basically did in black, but then I layered it with some of the stripe paper from the pack, and then used solid gold paper and black paper that I punched the edges out on with a lace punch from Martha Stewart. And on this little flip out mat here, I created, I went ahead and inked the edges of the inside of the paper and stamped it just to give it a little bit more detail. And on the front flap, again from the cutout section of the paper pack, this came out. And there was some glitter on it already. I could add a little rhinestones or something, give it a little bit more detail, but there's already a lot going on this page, and I kind of liked it the way it was. For the adjoining page, I really adore this paper out of that pack, the polka dots. I love polka dots. Polka dots make me happy. And so I went ahead and tried to do some long trees here that I stacked, and I stickled, and I cut those out with my die cut machine. And again, this little date tag is from the paper pack, and I did a flip out here, and on the cover of this flip out mat is a piece of paper, again from the same collection, and I think it was part of the front page, and it had some of that stickling effect, but I went ahead and added a little bit more gold detail on the starburst part, and then edged with the Tim Holtz ink to give it a little bit of a vintage look. So when you open this up, there is a large piece of gold paper that is for a photo mat. The second page here can be, it's been edged and stamped, then it can be for journaling or a photo mat. And you can see there are two more pages, and these are strictly supposed to be just for photos. And again, here's that polka dot paper that you see on the cover. And I just really, really think that that's a great opportunity for lots of photos. This has to be one of my favorite pages in the book. I love the vertical stripes, and I carried the tree theme on again. I did some smaller trees. I kind of took this and antiqued this one tree a little bit. It's hard to see in the camera, I'm sure, but it kind of gives it just a little bit more depth. I made a large pocket that again I punched with my lace Martha Stewart paper punch, and then to give it just a little bit more detail, I took a piece of that gold paper that I used previously and did both sides to make it look like a lacy piece of ribbon. Cut out the word Noel, and I went ahead and from my die cut machine, and I did a little bit of tiny stickling on it. You may not even be able to see it. And in the pocket I have a large journaling card that was in the paper pack, and on the back I just lined it with some paper. So that's a great opportunity for a photo, and you can probably get a pretty large photo on that mat. Here is opportunities for lots of little photos. So I will fold this out. This folds out once you untie the string, and I will stretch it out. As you can see, there is opportunity for 4 little mini photos. And each one of these papers, I've gone and antiqued the edges just to give them a little bit more depth, a little bit more character, and then again there's 3 on the back side. And when you're done, you just tie it back up. On the following page, I went ahead and did something a little different. I punched out a window or I cut out a window, excuse me, from my die cut machine again, and just adorned it with some of those same poinsettia as we see on the front cover for a little 3D. There was another little cutout from the paper pack that I put across the middle. And I used this kind of clear adornment here that has a cardinal, and it looks really cool, and he's sitting on a branch, and it just kind of neat, like in front of the window, and I really liked that a lot. This fold out here has the paper's been edged, and I cut out a deer, a very noble looking deer, to go with our angel, which I stamped and stickled. On the inside, you can see that there's a large photo mat here, another cutout, and this area here can be used as a photo mat, or you can do a little bit of journaling right here. Again, some of this paper came stickled. I just added to it, and just really adorned more of the ornaments and did some clear. stickling on there for just a little bit more sparkle. We're coming up to the last 2 pages of the book here. I did not make this book very big. It gets hard to bind when you get it too big, but I absolutely love, again, polka dots. I'm crazy about polka dots. And this paper came already glittered, and it was just really super cute. So it didn't really need a lot. I backed it with the black mat, and then I went ahead with my die cut machine again and cut out some different shape ornaments and just kind of laid them around. And the idea is that you could put probably a 5x7 or a 4x6 photo in here and kind of tuck them in. I left this a little loose so you could tuck the photo in. I just kind of blinged out our little ornaments here a little bit. Put a large rhinestone in this one, a few small ones here. Used some rhinestone stick tape here, and then on this one I did a little bit of stickling in that same color that is on this page. I just happen to have the exact same color in my collection. I have a lot of these colors already from card making and such. And this is the very last page in our album here, and I really, it's a little simple, but again, it's interactive. I cut out these holly type branches from one of the Christmas cartridges. I rented in a bundle on my Cricut and used Craft Room and blew them up. Actually, I shrank these down. These were pretty big. And I did a little bit of stickling just to make them pop. Here I did a fold out and tied it with some just string, some very rustic looking string. And when you open it up, there is a large opportunity for a photo mat. And here we have this beautiful paper again. And on the sides, I used some of the tags that you just get at Michael's, the prefab tags that I went ahead and stamped and edged with the Tim Holtz ink again. Journaling, photos, whatever you decide to use in here, whatever can go. And I used the little envelope that came, that you can buy in the same section. And again, I just edged it a little bit with the ink to give it a little bit of depth and went ahead and stamped it. And then it's the same on this side. And just a small little piece of like a velvety ribbon with a little bit of gold edge to help you pull your little tag out of there. So this is my first Christmas mini album, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, I'm always open for comments and pointers for better techniques. So if you have any, leave them in the comments below. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.